Hello and welcome to Rise and Unwind. My name is Dan. You know, each and every week we talk to people from across the country about things you could do in your neighborhood. It's 2026 and we're launching off a new year with a good start. So what's on the show? We got this.
Permission slips, lunch boxes being packed, where are the hats and gloves? Creating all the holiday magic. That's the mental load that women are carrying around, making sure that everything gets done.
You know, when the immigrants, the Scotch-Irish and the Black Dutch came to this country, not only did they bring their couches and their tables and their furniture, they brought their liquor stills, and maybe we owe all of this to them.
Very proud to have a Puerto Rican be at the Super Bowl and presenting there, and it's also part of the celebration that, you know, we're celebrating in Goya to celebrate 90 years of bringing the authentic Latino flavors to the kitchens in America.
All of that and more right here on that show we like to call Rise and Unwind.
A lot of us start the new year with big health goals. Eating better, moving more, and feeling less stressed. But for many people, those plans fade fast. Joining us now is registered dietitian and nutrition expert Mia Syn with realistic ways to build habits that actually stick. Welcome, Mia.
Thanks for having me.
Now, a lot of people try to reset everything all at once in January. What's the biggest mistake you see when it comes to starting new health habits?
Yes, many of us try to change everything, and that's the biggest mistake I see because research shows that it's really those small sustainable changes that really stick. And this same idea applies to women's health, especially during perimenopause and menopause. Instead of chasing those quick fixes, look for options that are backed by science. And I recommend Bonafide because they have led the menopause space with their hormone and prescription-free options that are grounded in research. Their product, Reverie, provides powerful relief from dryness and discomfort, helping to restore everyday comfort and support intimacy. You can find it on their website and in Target stores nationwide.
Now, for someone with a busy schedule, what's one simple habit they can realistically build into their day?
Yeah, so my tip is to start the day with breakfast. It doesn't have to be perfect, just some fuel. This small step can really help support all day energy, focus, and mood. And I encourage people to anchor wellness to something that you already do, like drinking coffee. So pairing your coffee with Belvita breakfast biscuits makes it super easy. These are made to provide steady, sustained energy, so you're not crashing mid-morning. They fit naturally into an everyday ritual, and Belvita is really tapping into the coffee culture right now, encouraging people to make that pairing part of their routine, because when a habit feels automatic, it becomes part of your lifestyle rather than something on your to-do list.
Now, cold and flu season can throw routines off track. What's your advice for staying consistent even when you're not feeling your best?
Yes, this time of year, coughs can feel unavoidable, especially in those packed places like schools and workplaces. And, you know, when one hits, it doesn't just slow you down, it can affect everyone around you. And that's why being prepared with a smart wellness plan can really make a difference. And I recommend Robitussin. It's a great tool to have on hand because it delivers that fast, powerful cough relief when you need it most. It soothes in seconds and helps that cough relief last for hours and hours, and it can help you feel better quickly so that you can stay on track with your day. And, you know, taking care of yourself is really a way to take care of others as well. Managing those symptoms early can help stop the spread and protect the people around you.
Nutrition is another area where people struggle. How can small food swaps make healthy eating feel more doable long term?
Yeah, staying consistent with healthy eating can be challenging, especially when life gets busy. And that's why simple food swaps can make all the difference. I love the Eggland's Best hard-cooked peeled eggs for that reason. They're a high-quality protein option that's completely grab and go, no prep, stress, or extra time. Enjoy them as a snack, add them to a salad, add them to a sandwich. They really make it easy to choose something nourishing even on your busiest days.
If our viewers want to learn more or get additional tips, where should they go?
For more, you can head to my website, nutritionbymia.com.
Mia Syn, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Do you ever feel like the holidays are over, but you're still the one keeping everything in your head? There's new survey data that puts real numbers on that default parent pressure and what it's doing to moms with stress and burnout. So joining us is Wendy Noggle, USA Today Network Executive Editor of Entertainment, with takeaways from a new USA Today Peacock survey and some simple ways family can start sharing the mental load a little more. Welcome to the show, Wendy. How are you, my friend?
Good to see you. Thanks for having me.
All right, for anyone who's hearing mental load and thinking, wait, what does that actually mean? How do you explain it in real life terms?
So that is everything that basically keeps the household running. All of that to-do list of, permission slips, lunch boxes being packed, where are the hats and gloves, creating all the holiday magic. That's the mental load that women are carrying around, making sure that everything gets done.
And your survey of 1,600 parents found some huge gaps in who's handling the day-to-day decisions. So what stood out most to you? And what do those numbers say about those who are carrying the weight at home?
Well, I think there were a couple of things. 8 in 10 women told us that they're the primary decision maker in their household, but also 64% that they said they are handling that day to day, packing the lunches, all of those daily tasks that really just somebody has to do it. It's falling to them. As a result, 34% of women told us they feel overwhelmed every single day. And another third of women told us that they feel that way several times a week. I think that's really concerning because when you think about the care and mental health of our kids who themselves may be struggling, how can we make sure they are in a good place if the people caring for them are really at their breaking point?
And the holidays, they might be over, but a lot of people feel like they're starting the new year already exhausted. What's a couple of practical, doable ways that families can reduce that mental load this week and without turning everything into a fight?
Well, I think it's really important to not do it in those heated moments when you might feel tired or frustrated. Instead, see if you can set aside some time to have the conversation in a very non-judgmental way. Sit down and say, here's everything that we need to get done to have the life we want to have. And then think about who can take which portion of that. That way, it's a conversation and it's something that you can come back to time and time again. It also helps instill some habits. Also be mindful of what works for your family. One of the things that women told us, 41% feel the pressure to be a perfect parent. Women also said that if something goes wrong, it's their responsibility to fix it, and they're the ones who get blamed. That's a big storyline that comes up in All Her Fault, and I think it's why it resonated so much with women. So knowing that those external factors are present and are so strong, that's why it's important to have the conversation of what's right for you and your family. It gives you a touchstone to come back to when you feel those pressures creeping in, and then you'll know this is what we have decided works for us.
And for some of the couples watching, what is one starter conversation you recommend? Maybe something that could help reset expectations without sounding like there's blame or even criticism.
Well, I would say, the easy start is actually maybe not a conversation, but action. One of the things that women told us repeatedly is they don't want their partner to say, how can I help? What can I do? Because then they have the extra load of coming up with a to-do list, making sure that task gets done. Instead, look around, see what you can help with, and just dive right in.
All right. This survey also connects back to the storyline in Peacock's series All Her Fault. What about that show sparked such a big reaction, and why do you think so many moms saw it in themselves?
I think there are so many moments in this show where women see themselves. It starts in the very first episode when Sarah Snook, the lead character, goes to pick up her son Milo, and he's not at the play date. And people immediately point fingers at her of how could she not know the details of this play date? How could she make this mistake? It is all her fault. There are many other scenes in the show with Dakota Fanning's character of how she is trying to juggle her career and all of the duties for her child, and her partner is just not present. And he just thinks he needs some downtime. Her downtime is shopping and taking care of the house. And so she's not really getting a break at all. And these are themes that probably most moms have had in their friend groups that they're talking about a lot. Women in our survey said that they do turn to friends and family for help a lot, but in third place was the person that they probably should start with is their partner. So make sure you're having the conversations with your partner as well so that you can hopefully create some new habits and a little bit of change in your own household.
Wendy, I want to thank you for joining me today. If this conversation hits home, you got to pull your partner in for a quick, let's say, reset talk, maybe even 10 minutes, and decide who owns a few of the recurring weekly tasks. And if you want to dig deeper into the survey results and the bigger part of the conversation, you can read the USA Today coverage and stream All Her Fault. It's available now on Peacock. Wendy, I want to thank you for joining me today.
Thank you so much.
Ever wonder how moonshiners keep a century-old tradition alive when the stakes keep getting higher and higher? A new season of Moonshiners is already underway, and it's pushing the limits like never before, from rising liquor prices to bigger risks and tougher crackdowns. So joining us today are Mark Ramsey and Digger Maines, longtime distillers and stars of Moonshiners on Discovery Channel. It's great to see you both. How are you two today?
Good to see you, boss.
It's great to be seen. It's better to be seen than viewed.
Yeah.
That's a good line. I love that. All right, so I guess we're just hanging out today. We can't really be talking about anything that you guys do, so it's how are things? No.
Things are good.
We're not afraid to talk about what we've done. Sometimes it might save somebody from making the same mistake.
Oh, gotcha. All right, so this season opens with more pressure than ever. There's higher costs, tighter enforcement, bigger risks. What did that change for you guys day to day?
Cautious on all levels, whether it be the materials you're buying or looking in that rearview mirror to see if the police is on your back end.
You know, the dynamics in our line of work never changes. It just changes the fact how severe they are. You know, higher prices is absolutely bad for us, but the tariffs may be a good thing for us for liquor being sent out of the country. You know, it puts more demand on non-tax liquor. So, you know, it's a double-edged sword, but we're going to live with it and deal with it the way we always have.
And moonshining has deep roots going back hundreds and maybe even thousands of years. When you look at what you're doing now, what still feels the same and what feels completely different?
The amount of money we're making feels different, and the pressure feels a whole lot worse.
You know, the thing about it is this upcoming season, Digger and I have kindly, we're getting back to our roots, back to our basics a little more, slowing down a little bit, trying to draw less attention to ourselves. And, you know, it was good. Digger and I hadn't done anything just one-on-one together in a long time, and I think it'll turn out real nice this season.
It will. I mean, no matter what the dynamics, if you don't approach what you're doing for a living as a business, then it's not going to be a business long. You know, we look at the future. We see what projections on sugar are going to be the next year. We tend to watch that. See where you can get the biggest value, and you can pass that value on to your customers and still make your profit margin handsome.
And there's a real sense this season of deciding how far is too far. Were there moments that you honestly questioned whether it was worth continuing?
Oh, absolutely.
Just about every day, right?
About every day, yeah. You know, it every day brings its own set of challenges, and I think that's one reason that Digger and I are both attracted to this business so much, and the fact that we just love the heritage of it. Our forefathers done it. You know, when the immigrants, the Scotch Irish and the Black Dutch came to this country, not only did they bring their couches and their tables and their furniture, they brought their liquor stills, and maybe we owe all of this to them.
And viewers see the danger and the drama, but they also see the craftsmanship. What do you wish people would better understand about the skill behind what you do?
Well, it should be their way of doing life in whatever their vocation is. Whether you're digging taters or making liquor, do the best you possibly can at it. And if anybody around you needs a little help, be the first one to extend that hand. That's what's kept this craft alive.
You know, we're blessed in the place where we live and the area we grew up in, and people grew up here helping each other, and we like to continue that. And that's the way it's going to stay as far as I'm concerned. But it is a business. You know, we do have to make a living. And but all in all, it's a good life. It's been a wonderful ride.
And you guys are the experts. For those that are amateurs that are or inspired by what you do, what are some of the do's or don'ts or warning signs or say, hell no, don't do this type of things that you could say to somebody that might be interested in jumping in and maybe trying something like this themselves? Not to try to influence anyway.
I don't know where you'd start with all the don'ts. There's a lot of those. I mean, it's like any other hobby, and that's all it's going to be anymore, because the days of huge liquor production, they've about dwindled out on the untaxed side. It's just a way to share camaraderie anymore. The beautiful thing about this show we're doing, we've been blessed to be involved in this part of the Appalachian heritage. And I appreciate the fact that folks want to look into it and see what we've lived through all our lives.
The advice I give anybody, if you want to make you a little bit of liquor, get busy, do it. If it's something you enjoy, keep at it, because you're going to make a lot of terrible liquor. Digger and I have made a ton of terrible, terrible liquor. And, it comes with practice. And every now and then, you'll still make a terrible run of liquor. But I recommend it. Try it. If you like it, keep it up. If you don't, move on.
It is. It's a lot of fun.
Mark Digger, I want to thank you, too, for joining me today. You can always catch new episodes of Moonshiners now airing on Discovery Channel, and follow the season as it unfolds with even higher stakes and deeper tradition. Hey, I want to thank you, too, for joining me today.
Thank you, sir. Have a blessed day.
Do you ever wonder what it really takes to turn an old house into something fresh, warm, and full of life? Fixer to fabulous fans already know. It takes heart, talented, and a whole lot of Mars magic. Dave and Jenny Mars are back with a brand new season dropping December 2nd, and they're diving into everything from storm-damaged homes to charming historic makeovers. And today, we've got the duo, so let's talk to them. Dave and Jenny, how are you, my friends?
We're fantastic. How are you, Dan?
I'm doing pretty good. I wish you guys could come to my house and help me. This place was built in 1905, and it's just drives me insane. It's horsehair in the walls and stuff, so I need your help.
Oh,
yeah, horsehair plaster, yes.
We can relate. We have a 1903 house, and it's always needing work.
It's like I can't put a nail in, otherwise I will get half the wall to come back crumbling onto the floor. And I'm like, I need that Jenny and Dave Mars magic, my friends.
I know, but the historic homes just have so much charm and character, and because they're so challenging, they have to, or else you wouldn't be able to put up with it.
If there was more charm, it would be called Bewitched. That's what I think it is. Too much charm, I think. So this new season kicks off with you guys renovating a tornado-damaged home for your child's preschool teacher. What made that project feel so personal for you and your family?
Gosh, the tornadoes that went through that night, they really they touched or affected just so many people in our community. Mm-hmm. One of them being our son Luke's preschool teacher, and we were there the very next day helping with the cleanup and just the devastation. They were one of the worst hit areas. It was awful. A place that you really should feel the safest in your home, that was taken from them. So from the very first day to almost a year later, when they figured out insurance and everything to be able to then start the renovation, we were able to put so many things in that will protect them and their home, their family from future tornadoes, and the whole community came together. It was just a full circle moment that was, I don't know, it was really kind of needed for our area with all the damage that happened.
And you guys have completed more than 300 homes together. What's something that still surprises you when you walk into an older house for the first time?
Oh, I was going to say that we've completed 300 homes together. That really surprised me.
There you go.
I don't even, the math. I think I feel like, and you may get this because you're also in an older home, but I feel like homes, you walk in and you can feel it, you can feel something in a home, and it's either good or bad. But there's some homes you walk into and you're like, I just can tell this home has had happy memories here, and it's such a special place. And I'm always curious about the history of homes and the things that have happened within that home and the lives that have been lived there. And so for us to be able to take an old home where generations of families have lived in, and then to make it work for a family now, like a modern family, and to renovate it in a way that's super functional. But really, we try to always preserve the history as much as we can. I love that. I love working on historic homes. Those are, both of us do. Those are our favorite for sure.
It goes back to a time when, the character in the home, not only on the interior, but on the exterior, was so much more important. So to be able to add in our own touches and or just bringing that character back to life again it's special.
I think in my house, the character is brought by skunks in the crawl space. That's that little magic that I get sometimes. But Jen,
that's the gift that keeps on giving.
Yeah.
Exactly. Jen, you always add these like thoughtful touches that feel so connected to the family. How do you translate who they are into design choices that actually really land?
Yeah, I feel like that's one of my favorite things that I get to do is to try to make the homes personal. I don't have to live there. These families live there, and I want them to feel like I don't want them to walk in and think, oh, this is Jenny Mars. I want them to walk in and say, this feels like me.
Yeah.
So we really do a lot of pre-work that you don't necessarily see in the 42-minute episode, but we really try to get to know the family and get to know the things they love. I just talk to them about their story. Their story is so important. And when you go into someone's home, it should reflect that story.
Yeah.
And so those little touches, sometimes they're really small. I mean, I don't know, like this last house we just revealed, there was a recipe that our homeowner mentioned that her grandma had made that was really special to her. And so we just engraved that on a cutting board and put it in the kitchen. And like just something small like that really was really, really meaningful for her. And I think those little touches are what, to me, are my favorite parts of the renovation.
And Dave, your craftsmanship is a huge part of the show. What's a build or restoration this season that really pushed your creativity?
Oh, the stairs, right?
Yeah, we renovated a small cabin that we just didn't have room for a staircase. We had this really great loft space, but we didn't have room for a set of stairs just for code. So we actually. I don't want to mess up the episode, but we have a collapsible staircase that kind of folds out and then goes back into place. And it was such a challenge to figure it out, but it turned out so cool. It's really neat, and it's become an added feature of the house.
Well, thank you two for joining me today. Maybe one day I could be on a future episode where I could go from funky to at least fixer. From where I'm at now, okay? But check out the brand new season of Fixer to Fabulous on HGTV and stream past seasons anytime on Max. If you want more behind-the-scenes stories, design ideas, or updates from the Mars family, you can head to hgtv.com/Fixer to Fabulous. I want to thank you two for joining me today, my friends.
Thanks
for having us, Dan.
Thanks so
Appreciate
much.
you.
Bye.
You ever notice how the big game is just as much about the food as it is the score? With Bad Bunny headlining the halftime show this year, a lot of people are leaning into bold flavors and party-friendly dishes at home. So joining us today is Chef Fernando Deza, Executive Chef and Product Development Manager at Goya Foods, with Puerto Rican recipes designed for a crowd. Welcome to the show, Chef. How are you?
Good, and you?
I am doing perfectly fine this morning. I'm thinking about the big game, but when you're cooking for the big game, what kind of dishes actually work best when you have a big crowd and people are grazing pretty much all afternoon?
Hey, man, you know what? Big game, a lot of people, great friends, family. You want to have a lot of food to enjoy it. So in my house, we usually do around 15 to 17 appetizers, and we try to spread it out for different flavors. But today, I want to show you how to make 3 of the best Puerto Rican recipes that works perfect for the Super Bowl. The first one I have is an alcapurria, Puerto Rican fritter made with yuca, and that's stuffed with ground pork and olives and a lot of sazon, a lot of flavor stuff inside. And then we're going to eat that with a cilantro aioli. So again, crispy, flavorful inside, a little bit of sauce on the side. Then we move to a plantain sandwich. You go to Puerto Rico, you have to eat tostones. Tostones is a classic side dish. And what we did, instead of using bread, we use the tostones, one on the bottom, one on the top. And then inside we did bistec encebollado. Classic dish in Puerto Rico. You eat it with rice and beans, but in this case, we did it to put it inside with the onions, and then we serve it with avocado salsa, creamy, crispy, flavorful. After that, we did a tripleta empanada. Tripleta means 2 different kinds of meat, and it's typical served in a sandwich. But what we did is we put all the flavor of the 3 meats with cheese, and we put it inside of an empanada. Fry them and serve them with a guava rum sauce and a mayo ketchup, classic with surullitos. And we also are serving a rum punch made with our Goya guava nectar and a little bit of coconut water. So it's refreshing and goes perfect with this.
And you know, there's a lot of buzz around Bad Bunny performing at halftime. And as a chef that's rooted in Puerto Rican flavors, what went through your mind when you heard the news?
You know, I'm very proud, very proud to have a Puerto Rican be at the Super Bowl and presenting there. And it's also part of the celebration that, we're celebrating in Goya to celebrate 90 years of bringing the authentic Latino flavors to the kitchens in America. So yeah, we're in party mode. We're celebrating, Hoyo celebrating sabor, sazon, flavor, and what better than with all these delicious food that Goya offers.
And you brought a few dishes with you today. Can you walk us through some of the other picks that you have today that really shine on game day?
So yeah, I mean, we have these, but I also recommend to have, platanutres, plantain chips, chicharrones, yuca fried, a little bit of guacamole, pico de gallo. And then, my favorite when I land in Puerto Rico is to have one of these dishes with a Goya Malta. Goya Malta, refreshing, is one of my favorite drinks. And then after you eat all this, the next day, you want to, slim a little bit down. You get a little bit of Goya coconut water, super refreshing, hydrating. It's so good. And, like I said, I put it on my drink. So it keeps you hydrated during the game. And it's just a lot of flavor.
And for people that are hosting at home, what are a couple of smart party tips to keep things fun without, spending the whole time in the kitchen?
Hey, you can follow some of these recipes, but what I recommend, go to the Goya website. You got you got so many recipes there for all different parts of the world, and they let you choose. We celebrate Puerto Rico today, but we can celebrate the best of Latin America, the U.S. You can make some arepas, you can make some tacos, you can make some pupusas, some wings, and we have them all at the Goya website. So just go to the Goya website, very easy, goya.com, find your best recipes, but you have to also make this one because these ones are fire, really super deliciosas.
Chef Dessa, I want to thank you for joining me today.
Thank you.
And that's it for the show we like to call Rise and Unwind. I want to thank you for tuning in for the beginning of the year, 2026. Happy New Year to all of you. Hopefully you had some great holidays, and now we're going to be looking into the new year, and I'm excited to be part of that with you guys. So tune in each and every week. If you like the show, follow us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram. Also, follow our YouTube channel. That's at Rise Unwind. Make sure you like, you comment, you share. All of the same stuff that YouTubers say kind of helps us too. So we're here to, show you cool things each and every week. So maybe help us out. And if you like the show, if you don't like the show, don't bother. It's okay. And until next week, that was the show we like to call Rise and Unwind.